Is this a sin? What I'm about to say? I think not. It's been a long time coming. I gotten arrested again, and then I got in a little situation, so I've been gone for a long time. But me and J-Path were talking, and hold on. Watch that cat. There's a candle on the wall. Don't hit it. If you bump it, it's gonna fucking fall. So J-Path told me this, and this is what we're gonna do. You need to listen to me, because this is about to get real serious. Bah, bah, bah. Stupid intro, you know, cuts back to me. This is how I found out. And I got zip ties somewhere. This guy here, this friend, it's called the book. The grand panorama, as well as the subplots of the ages, unfold throughout this timeless epic. In it, you'll discover the greatest truths in the cosmos, the depths of the mind of man, even the nature in the heart of God. From a man willing to leave all he had held dear for a destination he did not know, to another driven by shearing passion to commit murder and possess one thing his riches could never purchase. You know this book, if only by reputation, yet it's more than you imagined. It's called The Book, a compelling odyssey of love, truth, and adventure. From the beginning of creation, to the unfolding drama of salvation, to the restoration of the new heavens and earth, the Book of Books leads you through the journey of the ages and reveals God's present plan for humanity and His design for eternity. Ooh. Now what's this? This is a book, man. This is the book. And that's what I'm reading slowly. There's a bit of an issue though that I don't understand. I'm a little confused about it. So, we'll have to charge through it, man. We'll have to charge through it. A little bit of backstory. We've been recording our album for I don't know how long. And the past few times, on the way home, what I do is I listen to the song and just hear the day. What happened? Let's listen to the day. And I'm usually driving at night. Driving my tuck. I'm driving home, you know. And after I'm done, I listen to it like twice or 3 times. It depends. Not too much. I turn it off, and the first time I was just scanning through. One time I listened to this radio station play 1 hour of Pink Floyd. Whew. That was pretty cool. But then I happened upon this channel and I heard a man talking. And I listened. And he was obviously, I don't know who these people are because, you know, my ride isn't very long. Reverends and pastors and all that, he's talking about God, he's talking about the Bible, he's talking about the stories, he's talking about humanity, whichever, there's always a different one. And I'm always driving home and I listen to it. And just listen to these guys talking about whatever it was. One time it was about man and woman. The other time it was about God's plan. The other time it was about I think this time, yesterday, it was about God revealing Himself, right? It's always like a topic. And I've been listening. Now, I've always believed in a creator. I always have. For the most part, as long as my memory holds, I believed it. There might have been a moment where I didn't, right? And because I was listening to those men talking, the more I found truth in it, right? The more I was like, yeah, yeah. You know, it rung something deep within me. as a little backstory, when I was young, I never went to church. We didn't do that in my family. We weren't really religious. We weren't atheists or agnostic or whatever, but we just weren't religious. We believed in God, and that was it. So I never really had a lot of exposure to it. I think I've only been into a church during a service a couple times in my life. Once when I was a kid, I went with my friend and their family to a church. And the other time, I know I've done it, but I can't remember it. I remember some things. But every time I'd walk into a church, even though I wasn't really told what it was gonna be, I felt something. You know what I mean? That's the Holy Ghost, or whatever they would tell me. And I would just feel something. It just felt like it was a place. It's a little bit like, okay, I gotta be careful. I don't know why, but it's something, like be careful. It has like a strong allure. Now I've been in churches, like I said, not during services. There's sometimes they'll have those church sales. That's mostly really when I would ever go to church without a service. The other day I was in there because I was talking about recording in the church and I wanted to go check it out. I wish I had brought this camera, then I could have took pictures, but I felt the vibe in there, man. It's an old 1800s church. It's not old compared to the rest of the world, but I mean, in America that's pretty old. And I think it's older than the Civil War. But I could feel life and death in there. Do you know what I mean? That whole thing that you struggle with when it comes to Christianity, when you think about the story of Adam and Eve, about obtaining the wisdom of life and death, something that was never meant for people, right? Well, I could feel it in there. I could feel the struggle. I could feel like the passion and something else. You know what I mean? Like something I can't explain. I just felt it. Now, I wasn't actively thinking about that stuff. It's just the back of my mind. But lately I've been finding these avenues. And not because I'm making a book that's... I don't mean to sound blasphemous, but I'm not trying to. It's not my intent, but I'm making a book that could find the same depths. I don't have the real Bible around here. That's what this is, by the way. It's the Bible, written in a way where it's like a book. I have like a couple Bibles hanging out somewhere. But that was my intent. I was like, I need to make, just for me, stories about me, stories of how I feel, through these metaphors, because that's what I think, about my life and my beliefs and my experiences and what I think could help people. Maybe I've found something. Maybe I've seen such a way that I could help this person, Yeah. Because I'm flawed. Clearly. If you watch these videos. I have problems. I have issues but I'm always striving to be a good person to people, even complete strangers. As much as I can. Like I said, I will have faults. I'll have those times where I don't do it. Where I cast judgment. I have those times where I get angry, or I just do something that's out of character because I'm upset or I'm having a bad time. But I try as hard as I can to be there for people, even people I don't know. Little things, just little things. Like, and I don't like talking about it because I don't want to gloat. It's the thing. But I could give an example. I was at work a few days ago, maybe a week ago, and I work in a grocery store, so I'm just killing time to go home. So I'm leveling, I think I like fixing something up. I don't remember what I was doing. And then I heard a bunch of people kind of murmuring and kind of like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I looked out, and then all I heard was someone call 911. I was like, okay, something's going on. You don't just say that. So I went up there and I said to one of the front end ladies that works there, I was like, what happened? What's going on? And she's like, there was an accident. I was like, there was an accident? I was like, okay. Well, I went up to the window. Our big front windows in our store. And there was an old man laying on the ground. There's a couple people around him. I was like, jeez. So I ran outside. Like I don't know, I just didn't think about it. I was like, go help. So I went out there. As backstory, I did take some EMT, so I knew a few things I could remember. That was back in 11th grade, over 10 years ago. But I remember a few things. So I went out there, went right up to him, got above his head, you know, made sure his head was stabilized, and just tried to be there. What I try to do, I've noticed, is not an active thing. I notice when it's over, sometimes days when it's over. I noticed this is what I did days after. A calming presence. That's the only thing I can do confidently. I can be there to keep everybody calm. That's all I'm good at. I just be there, we can all remain calm because it's just no judgment. I just look and I am. I will be there and I will be present. I will show compassion and care and I will help. And the old man, I don't know what he did, but I know he obviously fell somehow and his cart was falling too. And he kept rubbing his leg saying, I don't know what this is. And there was a humongous lump on his upper thigh. Huge lump. It was massive. Like it stood like this high off his leg. Could have been a hematoma. I don't think it was the break of a femur because he'd be feeling it. I don't know what happened. But we found out he was 97 years old. And I don't remember his last name, but I know his first name was August. And what was really sad was, I hope he's okay, because what he said was, he was on his way to go see his wife who passed away. He was gonna go to the cemetery. You know what I mean? Like, it's heartbreaking. It's sad. You feel for him. Like, 97, man. And he was physically, he was fine. He was just laying there. He was just acting like an old guy. You know, and he acted fine. Like, I don't know, just kind of. And he didn't seem like he was hurt, but then I found out he was an old army guy. I was like, okay. Alright, yeah. That makes sense. I just felt for him. I think about him still. You know what I mean? And I don't even know who he is. And apparently he comes in the store all the time, and I never noticed. And it really, really makes me sad that I didn't notice. It's because, like, you can feel connection. You can feel something shared between everyone. And I know that there's these forces that kind of want to stifle that, or they want to make things like we're all enemies and we're all against each other, especially now with the masks and everything, where it's like the people that don't wear them are evil and the people that do are sheep, right? And that's not true. I don't care. But it was just like that moment, I was like, geez. Not only does it kind of make you say, what the fuck am I wasting my time for? Doing stupid shit. I had a brief feeling when that was going on of like, this is what you do. This is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to help people. And there's that whole like leeriness of like, you know, your traumas. Well, every time I help people, I get hurt. At the time, you think that. Every time I help people, they take advantage of me, which is very true. It's very true. Sometimes there's certain people, man, that you're trying to help, and they will take advantage of you because that's all they've ever known. And so it kind of hardens you against it. And, you know, I remember saying it before, but that's something that I feel like I have to actively do. Even when I feel fucking sick. Even if I don't feel right, even if I'm fucking just done. I just don't care. I still make sure that no matter what, if someone needs my help, small or large, I will do it. And it's been very hard, I'm not gonna lie. It's really, really tough sometimes having to get up and do things for people to help them. It's so easy to lay around and do nothing, because you're just so worn down and so beaten by this world that's just, it's the only thing you feel you can do. It feels like you have to keep recharging. Well, maybe if I just lay down a little longer, maybe if I just relax for a few more days and I'll feel better. Like, no, man. There's something taken from you at that point. It's gone. It was stolen, man. You aren't who you were when it comes to that sapping. Now that's something I've always kind of known in the back of my mind, but I have to make sure that I get. You're not going to get it back, but I have to make sure that I don't let these dark forces win, right? Whatever you want to call the dark forces, the dark side of man, the devil, whatever you believe in, that's the darkness, man. Because what do we always say about the darkness? That's where the creatures hide. That's where the evil hides. We're naturally afraid of the dark. It's just a part of our mythology, man. It's just who we are as people. We fear that which we don't know. That's the common trope of a human being. Now it's with all animals, right? I don't think there's any animal that doesn't fear what it can't see, what it can't perceive, or how it can't sense the world. That's the reason they got tails, man, and whiskers and all that stuff. Mammals are these heightened senses because they don't want to be killed. Nothing does. It's all everything equates to. So going from that, I wanted to talk about that and say, you know, sometimes it's a struggle when it comes to like finding God. I'll say that I will always believe in the Creator. I believe in a God. I believe in a being, a thing, an entity, a spirit. Hell, even a pantheon of spirit, man. I believe in it. I feel it within. There's no doubt. But sometimes there's like a part of me that's like, do I believe in it enough? So the big thing about being a Catholic is their idea of when Christ says you must believe in me. You must believe that I existed, that I did these things, these deeds for mankind. And if you accept Jesus in your heart, as they say, you will find salvation, right? That's so different to everybody. You can phony that. Oh, I totally do. I know we did. And they go to church for 50 years, but they don't really know. They just claim they know. And that's where I get hung up. It's like, do I really know that? No. I don't know that. There's a part of me, and that's faith. I don't really know if that happened, but there's this faith, man. Have faith. And it's so scary as a human because that's the darkness, it seems like. That faith, like, oh, that's, no. This is where it's at. Theories and scientific proofs and the universe and all. That's real. That's tangible. Because our brains can wrap around it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. So that's so much easier to accept. And do I believe in enough? Like, I try to be a good person. I try to be a good image of what I'm supposed to be, and I try to do everything the best I can do. But I have such darkness that plagues me, it's hard sometimes. It's really hard to just be the best person I can be. And not be a piece of shit, you know? Not be an asshole. Not like treat people like shit. Like I always get upset because it's like I feel like I'm not there enough for people. Like I can't be there enough. Like I want to be there more, but I physically can't. And it's upsetting knowing the distance that's growing. Like for my little brother, I always feel upset because I can't always be there when he doesn't have a brother around. And he used to, and it's very upsetting to me that I can't be there. when he needs me, you know? Or like anyone else in my family. There's like an apprehensiveness to be there, but I want to. It's such a strange struggle. But I still try to be kind and good and sincere and honest and real. And yeah, I'm a goofy person normally. That's just who I am. I don't know why, but that's just who I am. Maybe it's because I try to make fun of this reality around me because it's too serious sometimes. I don't know. It's just a natural mode. But I like care. I notice. I notice when people are upset and everyone's just ignoring it, and I just look at them and it's hurting to see it. I saw it the other day. There was someone that was upset, and there were people that weren't really paying attention. And I saw it. And it upset me a little bit. I felt bad. And it happens a lot. Like, I feel super bad when people aren't happy. There's like an instinct, there's a deep instinct to want to help that. I think we all have it. Again, I should probably reiterate, I don't think I'm different than everyone else. Just conveying my feelings. I hate when I talk like that. Well, everyone's like that. Like, no shit. Let me talk about myself for a minute. Like, it's frustrating. Like, you're not allowed to talk about yourself. I feel the same way, man. Like, yeah, I know. It's tough. It's really tough, like, to give a shit so much, and it feels like you shouldn't. Like, there's these forces that tell you shouldn't do it. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to be a good person, keep to your fucking self, keep your nose down, or whatever it is. Go to work, come home, have a few beers, go to sleep. It's kind of the world that's been painted around me in this vicinity that I live. And to me, it's not fulfilling, and I see so many people wasting their potential. Just wasting it. It's difficult. Because you want to help them. But you know, true growth comes from within, not from without. You know, like, you can only teach someone so much. It's about them willing to learn. You know what I mean? You can't sit me down in math class and I'll get it. I will have to want to do that. You know, if someone wants to quit a substance, you can't force them to quit, man. It is what that is. You just have to find a way to show them that they should. But then even that we're talking about something that people neglect in that instance there, and that is trauma. That is their life experiences. We're just negating that because it's like, no. You need to stop this because of that. We don't understand how they became what they became. That's the biggest problem in this world. That's what I see as the problem. Like, we're not willing to go back to the issue. We just want to solve this, make this go away, and then now it's gone. See, look, no more racism. Look at that. Now he's not he's not drinking alcohol anymore. That's it. Results. It's all this world is built on is results. And that's a place doomed. It's just, you know what I mean? It's doomed. There is no redemption in that. It will fall, and it will fall very hard. The big thing going on right now with the whole eradication of racism, it's not gonna happen. You're just making it seem like it never happened. We're gonna wipe it away like it never happened. And we're gonna force people to think this way, because it's never gonna happen again, says the whoever they are. You're just pushing it under the rug, man, into the shadow. And what happens when something's in the dark? Goes back to the beginning. That's where things grow. Go to the root of the problem. With everything, like with all. I think that's the problem. that's where I'm at. I feel like trapped in this whole, like, I can do something. I have the power and potential as a human being, but I feel so limited because of all this dark shit in my head, of this depression and this anxiety and just fears in general. And it's like, you're combating that. I want to do good, but I feel like I can't because I'm not worth shit. And it's just a constant struggle going back and forth. But I feel the most alive, I feel the best when I'm helping people. That's when I feel the most free. That's when I feel the best. And if I can just continue that path and finding reason in that, I think I'll be onto something there. It's scary though, man. It really is. As much as everyone wants to say they're not, that is kind of scary. We don't know what's going to happen next. We know it's going to feel great, and we heard so many stories of how good death feels and how much of an embrace there is afterward and everything. But we wouldn't take this so seriously if we didn't think in the back of our minds that there was some sort of meaning here that we're supposed to extract. Some sort of event, some sort of thought, manifestation, some sort of consciousness shift, anything. Anything. It has to be something. And that's what we're leery about. There's institutions that were propped up to falsify or deify. There was places that said that, you know, if you do wrong in the eyes of said thing, that you're going to burn in hell forever. Negative punishments. There's been massive abuse of religion throughout our entire history, of people using it as a platform for their whatever the hell they want. So it's kind of like, well, who do I trust? But the thing is that we always boil it down to is, that's all man-made. All that was man-made. Well, you know, religion's never been any good because it's all can cause fighting and problems. That's all man. It's all man. You know, could you equate that to a gun? You know, like, well, the gun's not killing people. People are killing people. That's still a weapon. That's still designed to do that, and it's designed to be literally put into your hand to fucking kill somebody. Is that religion? Like fundamentalist religion or whatever they call it, you know, like organized, whatever one you don't like today. I don't know, man. Like, I don't have an answer for that. That's just, I'm throwing it out there. I have that thought though that maybe searching is the sin. Maybe looking and finding and searching and plotting and thinking and scheming is the sin. Because you're just basically like, if I find the answer in here, then I'll know how to fucking use it, right? And then I'll go and I'll get it right out of problems. I won't have to repent for nothing, you know, like, it's all about saving their own fucking skin. That's what I get irritated with, man. I can see the phoniness sometimes in people. Them and their negativity, if they can just like cop out like, well, yeah, I believe this, and you know, now I'm not more trouble. I'm out of trouble now. That's what I don't see a lot of, but when I see that, man, it bothers me. Sometimes I think it's like, I'm willing to, if the opportunity was given, and for some reason it was laid at my feet, just me, for God knows why, and it said, if you were to, would you want to come to, you know, the afterlife, come to heaven, come to this next place, because you were trying to be a good person? Or would you want to be the centerpiece of a sacrifice for mankind, hopefully to ignite them and realize that their own sins are the problem and they need to be better people, much like Jesus was? as hard as it seems, man, I gotta pick that second one. It's gonna suck, man, if it ever comes down to it, but it's like, they don't know sometimes. When people are having a hard time and they grew up in an environment where no one ever cared about them and they're just sinning and doing shit and being mean and just disgusting people, they have no understanding of where they are. They don't know what they're doing. And so that's what I think about people like that. Like, they don't understand. No one ever gave a shit about them. Nobody. So of course they don't know what love is. That's what you got to do it for, man. That's the person you got to sacrifice for. They're not going to care that you're doing it. They're never going to care. They're going to take advantage of you every single time, just about. It's easier to promote hate and distrust and anger and righteous rage, you know, all that stuff. It's so easy. It's so easy. That's why you can't do it. At least for me. Try to be a good person. And that just, even when it means listening to people's negative aspects, letting them vent out the darker sides of themselves and not judging it. Who am I to judge? I might do it. Again, human being here, man. I can't catch it, but when I try to catch it, I try not to judge. It's not my place to judge somebody. As long as I'm aware. I think that's it for this one. I think I'm done. I don't know what the next one's going to be about, but maybe this journey will continue. But I will see you next time.